Hey guys, welcome back again to Tamplin Vocal Academy, where the proof is in the singing. We get a lot of requests and a lot of questions about singing, and I just want to go through a bunch of requests that we have. Now, before we get started here, and I'm going to repeat myself a few times when I answer these questions, I remember vividly going through trying to figure out when a vocal coach says, just do this, or another vocal coach says, do that. And they don't really demonstrate it themselves and they don't really prove it out themselves. So you're kind of left going, well, gosh, you told me how to do it, or you read it in a textbook, or you read it online somewhere, but you're not physically demonstrating this for me. Can you please demonstrate what it is that you're talking about? And man, I just spent, a couple decades of going to some of the world's greatest vocal coaches, and most of them could not demonstrate what they teach. So that drove me nuts. And in fact, it's what drove me to doing my singing course called How to Sing Better Than Anyone Else, is so that I could be very explicit and very simple and not get bogged down with big technical terms and big fancy ways of trying to make me look good and pretend that I have all this great knowledge of the voice, or pretend or really have great knowledge of the voice, whatever that means. And then not really be able to explain it to you clearly, succinctly, and simply, okay? So as I go through some of these questions, I'm gonna try to do my best to do just that so you really apprehend this. Now, please also understand that when you ask a question, it is multifaceted. There is a lot to this. So it's not just one answer here, one answer there, and not one size fits all, or there could be multiple answers, or there could also be a combination of, you start at this point and then you do this and then you do this and you do this. So to give you a quick 5-minute tutorial or a 5-minute answer is really, I want to use the word irresponsible. No one is going to be able to just get it from one quick tip or a quick answer, but at least it'll clarify a lot of things for you to really help have you see the vision of how you can see yourself doing whatever question is that you're answering, and I'll do my best to answer those questions, okay? So with that said, I'm going to put this at the head of a lot of these little, or a lot of, not little, but big questions that I have coming in to really, again, clarify and just make simple for you to understand how to do some of the things you guys want to know, okay? So with that said, let's get started. The next question that I have is, how do I build mixed voice, okay? Well, this seems to be like a mystery, mixed voice, and it is actually, because there's a lot to it. Now, no one, including myself, is going to show you and give you the ability to all of a sudden sing great mixed voice just like that. There's a lot to it, folks. And if someone says that there isn't, they don't understand it, and they can't do it themselves and demonstrate it. Now, I have a singing course. It's called How to Sing Better Than Anyone Else, and I have an entire section dedicated to get you guys to understand how to get into mixed voice through the passaggio and back. But I want to give you some tutorials right here and right now that will get you starting on this. Now, I do have I think a video or two on this, and if I do, I'll put that in the description so you can see how this stacks up next to that. But some really simple things that we can do are sirens, or sliders, whatever you want to call them. And I'm just going to do a few of them. Now, the goal of this that we're going to do on one vowel, and by the way, guys, this is predicated or based on the fact that you've already gone through the whole sections I have on diaphragmatic support and the relaxation response, the bright ping, vowel of ah, vowel modifications, they matter, why, and how you get to different vowel modifications, that bright ping of ah, that bright timbral sound that we discussed already. So all those things have to come into play first before you start going into mixed voice and growing mixed voice, okay? And by the way, you can grow mixed voice by adding a lot of air to the sound, and the more air that you add to a sound, overuse of air is the arch enemy of the voice, because it dries it out, and all of a sudden then you start adding more air because you get dysphonia, or lack of the ability to phonate, create sound, and then you start adding more air, and then the vocal folds start to swell, they get inflammation, you have to add more air. It's this vicious cycle that is not a good place to be, okay? So get this bright tone, all the other things we've talked about first, and now we talk about mixed voice. So we're gonna do some simple sliders or some simple sirens on an ah vowel. And what our goal is to get from our chest register, or belting call register, actually really starting from the speaking register. People don't know this. There's actually two passaggios. There's a passaggio that comes from your speaking register into your call register, your belting register. That's one thing we have to overcome. And then from our belting register, which is the most obvious passaggio, which is segundo passaggio, second passaggio, you go, say that 20 times fast, segundo passaggio. So we have to get that. And the reason it's the most obvious is because it goes into our falsetto, which, you know, growing it is really our head voice if we grow this correctly. And by the way, even the terminologies are funky because a lot of people just use the terminology of head voice, meaning something that resonates in your head. I like to use the terminology, the 70s terminology of head voice for women, meaning that they've crossed over from their chest speaking or belting register, on into their falsetto, which is called head voice. So when I use the term head voice, I really mean reinforced falsetto, or a falsetto that has been built up enough to match the tonal qualities of your chest voice. Let me say that again. When I use the term head voice, I mean it as falsetto that you have worked up and made strong enough, bright enough to where it matches the tonal qualities of your chest voice, so you can't really tell if you're in chest or in head voice, right? It's one long, powerful note. So as we do these sirens, or as we do these sliders, we're gonna start like this, and the goal is to get past the passaggio without hearing the break, okay? Now, if you hear the break, back off the sound. That doesn't mean add a bunch of air or whatever, it just means less volume, because you'll find that the less volume you have in chest voice, the easier it is to get through the passaggio without hearing the break or the back of the throat spasming and closing down, and then you can enter into head voice, and then you can come in for a landing, bringing it back down into chest voice again seamlessly without the break, okay? So here we go. On an ah vowel, that nice bright ah ping. And ladies, you'll do this up the octave. Now right there at the top, for you high baritones or baritones and even low tenors, you're gonna start to feel like that top note. And ladies, you too, you'll feel some pull in this as well. You're gonna feel like that top note is already starting to wanna go to your head voice, okay? Now, like I said, there is a lot more to this than just doing these exercises. There's a whole bunch of building up the foundation for this, stretching chest to get it to go higher so that you could hand it off to the head voice later, so that you've built up your chest voice and you grow this mid voice of mixed voice part. But for now, it'll give you a really good start and foundation in understanding how to start the process. Okay, let's continue. So you don't hear any break. Let's continue. If you do hear the break, just stop, come back, sing it even lighter. Right? To where you don't hear the break. And as you get better at it, with the bright timbral sound we talked about, you can lean into the sound, which just means adding more volume to strengthen this area of the passaggio. We have to start there first before we can go into mixed voice, okay? Seamlessly. And for you altos out there, sopranos, you're way up in the rafters right now, way up here, right? So, you altos, come in when you can. So don't think you had to start where I started and end where I ended. Try to find the sweet spot for you that challenges you to be able to do this. I'm hitting a B4, and you're going, you're right, Ken. I don't hear any break in your voice. And I can lean into the sound and make it loud. I can come all the way back to piano and make it small. I can go forte, make it loud. I come back piano, make it small. So if you notice, I've worked this enough where I just keep doing it, where I built up the muscle memory and strength to be able to get through the passaggio without the chirp, the where the back of the throat spasms and creates that yodeling sound. So it's fusing together my chest voice with my falsetto or my head voice like we just discussed, and creating one long powerful note so I can connect that sound and go up and sing really high without the strain of pulling muscle mass of my chest voice into my head voice. Now let's continue. So that was the B. Let's go to the male tenor high C. I'm saying, ooh, I cracked. See, I have to work at it just like you guys, right? Okay, that's a D5. Now, if you notice, I start in chest, I go into head, and I come back to chest, okay? You don't want to go chest into head and bring head voice back down into chest yet. You'll do some of this later, and the reason is you want to be able to have it even. You don't want to lopside the vocal folds. You want it even. You want to be able to do it going up, and then you want to be able to come back through the passaggio back into chest, coming back down. We say coming in for the landing into chest voice, so that you can grow this evenly in both directions. Now, Ken, is this mixed voice? Well, it's the beginning of understanding how to learn mix, okay? Now, if you guys out there are choking, go, I just, and I keep getting that yodel, what do I do? Well, there's a little trick you can do. Let's start here. Let's go way down here on an A4. What you can do is you can throw in a quick little H. And you can throw in this H to force or to train the throat to stay open so that you can get through the passaggio without hearing the break. That's training the throat to stay open. But you don't want that H to be in there for very long. You want to pull that H out of there because you don't want to weaken the passaggio. The goal is to strengthen the passaggio with that nice bright timbral sound. Remember, we discussed that bright timbral sound is the only true sound that grows the voice. So in order to do that, you want to come in and out of that passaggio in order to be able to get to that thing. Now, it's really important to understand, again, guys, this is just a sound bite, a snapshot, a very small part of what it really takes to get good mixed voice. I cover all of this in my singing course called How to Sing Better Than Anyone Else. I give you the whole enchilada on exactly how to get into mixed voice. This is just the beginning. You have to have already strengthened your chest voice, already understand the building blocks to that, to building chest, already understand the building blocks to building head voice, and then you come back and start to mix this sound, okay? Vowel modifications matter, all this stuff matters, but I'm just giving you a quick, again, overview of what it really takes to do this stuff. So anyway, if you guys like what you heard, please like and subscribe to my channel. Oh, I forgot to add one more quick thing, is within mixed voice, what is mixed voice? Well, mix is the combination or percentage, I meant to say this before, now I'm saying it now, is the percentage of chest and head mixing. Okay, the percentage of chest voice and falsetto mixing. But you have to have built your falsetto up bright enough and powerful enough to match the tonal qualities of your chest voice so that when you start to mix this sound, you can mix it at virtually any spectrum of the voice and no one's really gonna know, is he in chest? Is he in head? Is he mixing? Wow, this is incredible. It just sounds, right? And I can go through the whole spectrum of the voice and I can come in louder or softer anywhere I want because I understand mixed voice. Okay? All right, gang. God bless you. And until next time, peace out. Hey guys, if you like what you heard, please like and subscribe to my channel by clicking on the subscribe button. That will actually take you to another page where you want to click on the bell icon and it opens up a menu, and the menu has notifications on it where there's a little box you can check where it says send me all notifications for this channel. Check the box and then click the save button and you'll get notifications from me every time I have a cool video come out. Okay? Thanks guys. Peace out.